our children actually have different personality, and we don't need them to push on the person that we want them to be. We just actually accept them and help them to explore and know and identify themselves more. That's why there are times that there's what we call a role confusion during later age or the early adulthood, and they're having an identity versus role confusions because they actually don't know who they are, because during their younger days the parents actually push our children who they want to be. So this time, as we explore more and as we enjoy more here in Ocean Adventure, there will be more tips coming in. So just tune in. Hi mga mommy. So our topic for this episode is knowing and understanding your child. So number one is that you have to know your children's personality, because there are children that are actually introvert and there are children that are actually extrovert. So you have to understand the personality of your children, because every child actually have different personality and have different likings, and we parents should know about that so that we can actually the reason why we have to know them is that, like what we've said in different episodes, if we know better we could do better, and if we know better we can understand them better, and we can give them an approach or a much effective approach among our children. That is number one. Secondly is that you have to know the birth order of your children. It's very important to know the birth order of your children for them to understand our children. Because if they are the firstborn child, so they're the one that are actually perfectionists, sila yung mga leader of the house, sila yung mga successful under pressure. Those were the firstborn child, because they know what they want, and that is the anointing of a firstborn child. And then secondly is that those middle child actually are the ones that are somehow, I'm not saying that they are lost, but actually somehow lost because they're finding their own identities, because iba kasi yung love na binigay natin sa unang bata, sa unang anak natin. And with our second child, meron tayong a little bit of adjustment, a little bit of not, because we've learned from our firstborn. And so, yun yung mga middle child natin. So, ibig sabihin, our middle child actually need much attention, much understanding, and you have to spend more time with them. And then, the last thing will be our younger children, or yung bunso, the youngest one. Because the youngest are actually the sweetest. Yung mga bunso, kasi they're the lovable, the most loved person in the family, or actually the youngest one. So we have to know those three, or we have to know those birth order: the firstborn, the middle child, and also the youngest. And the third one will be the learning ability. We have to know the learning ability of our children. There are children that are actually audio-tactile, they're good in hearing, they're good in visual, and they're also good in physical. So you have to know them. You don't push your children to know, to be the person that we want them to be. But instead, we have to learn to accept and, accept our children on the things that the characteristic or the personality of our children, the differences, the uniqueness of our children. We have to respect them. We really have to to learn those things, the learning abilities, so that we could teach them better, we could have a better approach. Like this is, by the way, I wasn't able to introduce you a while ago. This is Yula. This is our youngest, the youngest in the family. She is now 8 years old and in grade 2. Yeah, she is actually a very artistic one. So you really have to know your children what they like, and so that you can help them better. And then for the fourth one, in knowing and understanding our children, is you have to know their feelings. You know, may mga bata kasi na sensitive, so you have to know that. May mga tao na emotional, and we can learn that on how they make decision. Do they make decision out of logical or emotional? May mga bata na napaka-emotional nila in a certain thing. So we really have to learn those, you know. We have to know those things. We have to know how our children respond. And we can only know that if we are spending time with our children. But if we don't, then we will never know that. So, and then we also have to know what else? Know the language of love ng mga anak natin, right? The language of love. Like with their children, it's okay. This is actually Shan Shan. Yeah, this is Shan Shan. This is my Shan Shan. His name is Shan Jeremy. Yeah. Hey, this is Samuel James. And that is Kuya Mogierick. You can show Kuya Mogierick, Daddy. Kuya Mogierick, look at us. Yeah, you have to actually know and spend time. Quality time. You have to spend quality time among your children. And yeah, you have to know the language of love of your children. There are actually children that their language of love is touch. They want to be hugged, they want to be kissed, they want to be something like that. There's actually language of love is touch. There are people that are affirmation. They want to say, "Oh, you're so beautiful. Are you beautiful, Yula?" Yeah, they once said, "You're beautiful. You're kind." You have to lavish them with appreciation, and you have to acknowledge that what they're doing is actually right or wrong. So, and then there are people naman, or there are children that their language of love is gift. They want to receive a lot of gifts, and when you give them gifts, they feel that they are loved. So that's how it is. And are you okay, Sean?
I'm okay.
Okay. You're having fun?
Yeah. My brother come.
Yeah, and then we also need to know the age development of our children. The age development of our children are very essential for us to know them. You know, if we know to know them, that are they acting according to their age, or maybe that is the common responses among ages, like when they are school age or children, something like that. And of course, we have to know the special needs of our children. You know, that is something that people neglect to do. You know, our parents neglect to do is that to identify the special needs of your children. And we can only do that if we are aware on how the children acts, you know, or responds in a certain things. And every children actually have different struggle in their life. Like especially when they get into high school, of course they get into peers involvement, like crashes and things like that. So they got into different issues. Their issue could be academically or things like that, or they're having a fight. So, you okay, Sam? What happened?
Hello.
Okay. And then in many ways, we have to let our children realize that they are our priorities, that they are, you know, that they're the most important things in our lives. Because like what I told you, we have given to the responsibility, and that is to your spouse and to your children. Yeah. So, and that's how it is. So, alam niyo ba mga parents, every child is actually a gift from God. That we should be grateful, that we should be happy knowing Him, you know. That we will find joy in knowing our children, exploring their differences, and because imagine the opportunity that God has given to us to actually raise the children and guide them, and the destiny that God had set before them, because we are fearfully and wonderfully made. So, mga parents, let us love our children by telling them that we are happy and we want to know them, we want to understand them, and we want to express our deepest love among them. Because as I've heard on one of the author of a certain book, they said that they actually said that the responses of our children, or know of if they are okay or not, depends on their mother and their father. So it means they are also looking after our responses. So it depends on our responses. So mga mommy, thank you so much for watching our YouTube channel. So we do it while we are in the pool, while we are celebrating our 14th anniversary, while we are actually spending time with our children. So mga mommy, thank you so much. And if you have any comments or any learnings that you want to share with us, don't forget to comment us below. So have fun and let's enjoy swimming!
Guys, say hi to the video.
Hi!
Hola!
Hola, hola, hola!